shop on Etsy. It's great.
I do. I got this ring on Etsy.
Oh wow, see, that's nice.
Good story.
All right, I don't know how you guys wear these. It's really sweaty in here.
Hello. Okay, good.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. My voice is fading.
Yeah.
A lot of talking. This weekend.
What has been a highlight for you, Conageddon 4?
I think just having this amount of cast together has been incredible. Like, what a freaking great crew. It's been really amazing to see some people that I haven't seen since before the pandemic.
Right.
To see old faces, like people who have been coming to this convention since the very beginning, but also so many new faces. Like we're meeting like new fans who have just started watching the show, and I just like pinch myself because I can't believe that it just keeps getting this new life, you know?
Yeah.
People still like it.
There's an entire group of people here because of your show. And thanks to you and Bob and Zach for putting on Conageddon, by the way.
It is honestly
Number 5.
This is Zach's fault.
It's always Zach's fault.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like I think I've said this a million times this weekend, that it's funny because every year we say, oh, this will be the last one. And then it goes so well and we have so much fun and we're like, let's do another one.
25th. No, Mike doesn't believe you when you say that.
Yeah.
No.
I know. But yeah, was there a question? I can't remember.
Who knows? I don't remember either. Okay, so of Clark's eras, the Eliza Taylor Swift tour, which Clark era was your favorite?
I mean, I have to say, like season 1.
OG.
Infant Clark.
Oh wait, Baby Clark. Sorry, it's because you had the rest of the con.
You're gonna make me Miss Henry.
Aww.
Not that I heard you do, obviously. Yeah, but yeah, I think because that's where it all began.
I mean, you filmed the pilot 11 years ago now, 2013. And do you have a strong memory of filming that pilot?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Did you even have any clue this would be the result?
No.
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 Because how many pilots had you filmed that never went through by that point?
None.
Oh, that's right. You were about to move to LA.
I was.
Yeah.
I'd never filmed anything American.
Right.
It was my first pilot and my only pilot. I haven't shot one since.
Okay, I don't think many people know this, but can you tell everyone about you were almost on Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got in like close
To playing
Khaleesi.
Mother of Dragons. Wouldn't that have been something? We wouldn't have been here because of that. No. You got the 100.
I know. It was funny because like I remember reading the script and I was like, what is this show? Like it was, like nothing I'd ever read. It was very risque.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And yeah, I was just like, wow, this is crazy. But yeah, I'm glad that I did this show.
Right.
And I'm glad that I am.
And you also, are married with a child because of this show. So
right?
I think everything happens for a reason, as they say on Lost. Drink. That's your bingo card. It's true.
Yeah, 100%.
And then we talked about this before, but different hairstyles, different outfits. But I don't know if I've talked to you since season 7 about, there's Eric, the first era you liked, Clark season 1.
Yeah.
And I know you love the Henley. Were there any other, did it help your physicality with any of the other outfits throughout the seasons?
I mean, I did like my sort of more groundery look with like the black corset and the long duster. And
That was pretty cool.
yeah. That was awesome. I also didn't mind those leather pants in season 5.
Were they comfortable?
They were comfy and they made me look like I had a butt.
Oh.
Which I don't. There was the illusion with them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are there any projects you can talk about besides, by the way, Quantum Leap? Who is watching Eliza on Quantum Leap? Amazing. We've talked about this, you are going from a show we were #1 on the call sheet for 7 years.
Yeah.
What is it like to now be first a guest star and then recurring? Is it more relaxed for you? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. It was so good because it was like my first project since having Henry, and I wasn't sure. Like I wasn't sure if I was going to be, if I still had it, if I could still act. So it was amazing in that way, and just the fact that it shot in LA, which is a city that we love and know. And I could like drive to the studio in 15 minutes and be home for dinner. And it was like not being in every episode and every scene and being able to balance work with my home life it was just the perfect gig. And the character was so much fun.
And then can you tell us a little more about if you'll be back on the show?
Well, we don't know if the show will be back. I hope so. If they asked me back, I would absolutely say yes, because I loved it so much.
And are there any other projects coming up that you can hint about?
No.
Sorry.
I am just chilling right now.
Well, and we've talked about the strike affected so many people's jobs.
It really did. And it feels super quiet right now. I'm hoping that it gets better. Obviously, because that's kind of my job. It's the only thing I know how to do. But I'm an optimist, and I believe that it will all be great. It's going to be fine.
And let's talk about It Only Takes a Night. Who's seen it?
3 people!
No! It's on, I think you can rent it on Amazon right now, at least in the US.
Okay.
Prime, that's what I downloaded it for a flight. It's so funny. Isn't it? You should do a rom-com. Like, you do this dark sci-fi, but you need to do a rom-com.
I know, I would love to do a rom-com.
Like New Girl.
Yeah, oh my god. I know, I love New Girl.
I know.
Yes.
Wouldn't you like to see Eliza be funny in a show?
I could be funny, guys. No, I would love that. I really, yeah.
Would you, so does your team put you up for, auditions for comedy?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah, just don't often get them.
But do you still enjoy doing sci-fi?
I do. I mean, I never thought that it would be something that I would love so much, because it wasn't something that I watched much of before doing 100, but now it's just so fun.
And do you see yourself pursuing more directing opportunities as well in the future?
I would, if I got any offers. I would absolutely. It works a different part of your brain, and it's so collaborative, and it's cool, like being a part of that process.
That side
of things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I know your voice is going, but let's open up to fan questions for the rest of the time. We're gonna Tara here. We're gonna call in the front row really quick while everyone lines up.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
There was a bunch of us talking earlier, and we were thinking that you and Alicia have such an incredible chemistry. Is there any chance in the future that the two of you could do some other, not Lexa and Clark, we know that's over, but like some other show or something, project together?
Absolutely. I would love to work with Alicia again.
I just think you guys have such an incredible chemistry that it would be sad to lose that.
Yeah, 100%. It was so exciting when she came back for season 7, and I was like, it was like no time had passed, and we're both Aussie and have a lot of friends in common. There's a lot of familiarity there, and I think it's, if I get the opportunity, I'll definitely work with her 100%. I feel like I said 100% a lot.
You like saying the word 100 for some reason.
I was 100. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
What was your favorite Clark quote or scene?
Sorry?
What was your favorite thing that Clark said, or a scene that you really liked of her?
Oh, it's hard to answer because there's so many. But I was talking to someone earlier. I really enjoyed, well, not enjoyed, it was really harrowing, but in season 1, I think it was episode 3, and there's a flashback to like Clark seeing her father executed, which was crazy. It's a little heavy, but it was kind of my first chance to really show some like drama, if you will, just like a very emotionally raw scene, and filming that with Paige Stoker, shout out. It was like, there was just something on set that day that felt so powerful. Like it was really cool. I mean, but then there's so many other scenes throughout the many seasons. I don't even know where to start. We would be here all day. So, thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
What was your favorite show to act in?
The 100. I don't know. Yeah, The 100 was. I mean, it was the longest show. It was like the most life-changing for me. So I have to say The 100. But Quantum Leap is coming in a close second. Yeah.
Thank you.
So quick question, Clark lost everyone that was really important to her, like the 4 most important people. Soulmate, best friend, parent, well, both parents, but Abby and her daughter. So she lost the 4 most important people to her, and she kind of got blamed for the majority of the bad things happening on the show. Like every time something went wrong, they looked to Clark, and she made the best decision that she could, but she still got like slack for it. So by the end of season 7, when there's like a dozen people left in humanity, like physically, and everyone else is celestial beings, do you think that Clark felt it was worth it in the end, that she did all this for there to be like a dozen people left and everyone else is just floating in like an afterlife, basically?
Yeah. I mean, was it all worth it? I mean, I think, you know, for a group of people to who were sent down to Earth as an experiment, who were not given a very good chance of survival from day one, like to have gotten that far, and that, or, you know, all the sacrifices that had to be made. I think the fact that anyone survived, like she'd have to kind of give herself a little bit of credit for that. So yeah, I mean, it's bittersweet. I'll put it to you that way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. I think you did an amazing job portraying Clark in your show, and I think she is one of the many like female leads on teen dramas that get harshly judged in comparison to like other characters on the show. She's obviously done a lot of things, but I think you put a lot into the performance to always make us have sympathy for her and understand her decisions and why she was making them. I think at like the heart of the show, the question is like the lengths that we'll go to survive, and like what is too far. And I think the show does a really good job of depicting scenes where like in the early seasons, like in Mount Weather, when then Clark's doing the exact thing that she was judging people for doing. And I think like my question is, how is there like a person or event that you really think helped Clark get to that point where she is no longer able to like question sort of these things that she had like a hard line of like, oh, I would never do that, they're the bad guys and we're the good guys, and now she's just, sorry, I'm like losing track of my words.
Yeah, I'm losing track too, I'm so sorry.
So she is making a lot of decisions for like the fate of humanity.
Yeah.
And the sort of question of the show is like, if we were seeing things from another group of people's perspective versus like the 100, they would be the good guys, and like our protagonists would be like the bad guys if we were seeing the show from a different perspective. And so if Clark, like how do we think Clark got to the place where she's now doing things that she deemed as bad in earlier seasons. Like, do you think there was like a turning point moment, or was it just very gradual over time? She's just like not questioning.
Gotcha. I think it was gradual over time. I don't know if there were a couple of pretty line crossing moments. Like, I mean, I think Mount Weather making that decision was one of them. Killing Finn was one of them. Is not in order. Oh God, there's so many. Lex's death was one of them. Yeah, I think it was just like, you know, oops, crossed that line. Okay, but I won't do this. Oh no, I did that. And, you know, like it just kind of went on and on and on. Yeah, so I think it was gradual.
Do you think she ever had like a moment to sort of reflect? Like, I was always curious like about how in Shallow Valley, after 6 years, the second there are invaders, she's right back in that fight mode, and like she isn't trying to do things differently. And I know it's very like this is our home, there's invaders, they're criminals, but you also think maybe she would have tried to approach things differently after that time of quiet.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
What was the question?
Do you think she
I'm so sorry.
ever had a moment to reflect?
A moment to reflect. Gotcha. Sorry, the way you speak about it is so beautiful that I get lost in what you're saying, and then I forget what my answer would be. Yeah, that for me is the thing where I go like, when is this girl going to have a moment? Like it's too much for one human being, to process and purge and, you know, and be able to like heal. It just doesn't seem to be any time for that. I think the only time is like that, you know, is with Maddie, where she's able to tell stories about where she came from, and like through doing that, like heal parts of herself, but then it's like straight into a whole other chapter of the show. So yeah, I mean that was the one thing I really wanted for Clark, was like to see her heal and process, and I don't feel like I quite got that. You know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
You kind of already touched on this a little bit, but I was wondering if there is a specific scene that stood out to you that, as an actor, was especially challenging for you?
Oh, like in the 100?
Yeah? Or anything?
Yeah, there were a lot. There was one that was like, this isn't going to be like a particularly profound answer, but there was one scene. It was my first day back in season 5, I think. Or it was after after Clark's mother dies, or she, you know, and she finds her clothes and like sniffs her clothes and then breaks down. And it was the strangest thing. Like I got in my head. And I just, like, I couldn't feel, like, usually I can tap into Clark, but I think it's been a while since I played her, and I don't know, something happened and I couldn't cry for the first time on this show. I was like, where's the waterworks? It was the weirdest thing. And I was really, like, I really kicked myself afterwards. I was so embarrassed, because, you know, you're standing in front of about 100 crew. When you're doing these scenes and you want to do a good job. And I just really felt like I let everyone down that day, and I found that really challenging because I wanted to give Clark this moment to like feel her mother's passing. And I just felt like I didn't do it well enough. And that, I mean, that happens as an actor sometimes, but you know, that was an unfortunate time for it to happen to me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello. What's your favorite line that Clark says?
You may be the chancellor, but I'm in charge. far.
Two things. Were you bummed when you found out that you had to kill Bob?
Yeah.
And second, a lot of people keep saying that they think my friend over there kind of looks like Bob.
I can see it. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Hi again. So, my favorite part of the show is that it's essentially post-patriarchy, and I think one of the most refreshing things about an apocalypse show where there's a constant threat of death is that in the 100 there's never a threat of sexual violence. And like to me, that's what makes me like able to watch a show that's so violent is that like no woman ever gets put through that in the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never even, you're right.
I think about it a lot because it's like, well, I maintain that the 100 is the better Game of Thrones because there's no rape in it. And like, I was always able to like trust that the show was not going to put me through that. Like, I wasn't going to have to watch characters go through that.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if, I feel like the show has such powerful feminist implications and like what that has meant to you as an actress to like lead that effort.
Oh, thank you for that beautiful question and for making me realize something that I actually didn't put together until now. Yeah, oh my God, and now I've lost my train of thought. Yes, strong female characters, amazing. Being a part of a show like this where they did write women so well, so strong. Like it was, I'd never done anything like it. I had always kind of, like a lot of female characters, a lot of the time are used as a vehicle or like a roadmap to the man's story. Like, they're just kind of along for the ride. And in this, it's so female driven. I feel really honored and blessed. And I've actually learned a lot about my own strength as a woman from this show. I didn't realize that I was strong until I did this show. So I have a lot to thank Clark and all the women on that show for.
Yeah, it's meant a lot to me too. Thank you.
Good, I'm so glad. Hey, what's up?
So one of the core themes of the show is the destructive nature of love. I think we can agree on that, hopefully. Otherwise, this is awkward. Really, it also focuses on the tribalism, hence the "my people" memes.
What memes?
My people.
Our people. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, memes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, if the show had gone a different way and Lex's coalition had been honored, how do you think Sky Crew and the Grounders would have blended those cultures?
If Lexa hadn't won.
If the coalition had been honored,
Oh, right.
Antari didn't pull, a whole situation.
How do I think?
Yeah, Sky Crew and the Grounder culture would have cohabitated.
Oh my goodness. It would have been awesome. Yeah. I don't even know how to answer that. I think, I love how much you guys think about this stuff and talk about it so eloquently, and then I come up here and I'm like, yeah, that would have been cool.
Give yourself some grace. You've been up here for a while.
Thank you. No, I think, there wouldn't have been as much drama, or death, but it would have been sick. So there you go, that's all I got. My brain is mush.
Imagine a world where you're co-leading.
I know, it would have been beautiful.
Yeah. Also, even for season 7, we all have our thoughts about it. Your speech at the end was fantastic. So the question of, did love make me do it? You're damn right it did.
I just remember that now. That was like, that was a lot of time.
Hello. Number one, I finished 100 like a few years ago, and right after my parents were like, "Hey, let's watch a Christmas movie." And I watched one of the Christmas movies. And yes.
Christmas with
When I tell you, I was waiting for Clark to do something in that movie. The switch never came off, and so I'm just watching. I'm like, okay, is she gonna kill this person? Just get my stuff.
Movie.
That's a great movie. Once it clicked out of my head at the end, I'm just like, oh, that's a good movie. And
She didn't kill anyone, but it was pretty good.
So weird, she was clean and happy.
Yeah. And I've asked a few of the others. You played such a pivotal role and influenced not only us as humans, but also the women in here, just being a strong, pivotal role in the show. And how has your, I guess, going through the process with Clark from season 1 to season 7, and every season, watched so many things that character had to overcome. Just watching Clark, how has just seeing her development reflected upon yourself?
It's so weird, like when you play a character for such a long time, over a period of many years, you kind of it's weird, it's like you feel like you morph in and out of each other. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like for me I was 23 when I started the show, and Clark was 18? About to be 18. And I was 30 when I finished. And I feel like those years were I went through a lot, excuse me, personally, and Clark went through a lot, and I feel like all of those, each year there was something going on that I won't get into, but that led to my performance with Clark, and it almost felt like everything that happened in my life bled into Clark, and it happened for a reason, and I was able to give that to my performance, but I was also learning from her, and I was getting strength from her in moments where I felt like I was really alone. This sounds so mushy. It was like Clark was with me the whole way, and it's only now, coming, years after going through that time, being Clark is me, I am Clark, sort of she is I, whatever, that I can see how much that actually helped me get through some really tough times. I don't know if that answers your question,
That's awesome.
but I enjoy talking about it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Troy, can you
Hi.
ask me an easy question?
I don't think this question is easy.
Okay.
Putting Clark in the shoes of her mother, is there a version of Clark that occurred throughout the years that would have turned in her father?
So, let me get this straight. If, I'm putting myself in Abby's
Mother's-
shoes,
Yes.
is there a version of Clark?
It would have been Abby, in essence, turning in her father for what he was about to do.
Yeah, that's not an easy question at all. No, that's a very interesting one. I think, oh God. I don't know. I mean, I think she does, I don't know. You don't see it?
I don't either know.
I didn't see
But I'm
Killed Bellamy, so.
I'm giving you Killed Bellamy, yes. Is there a version of Clark?
Yes, I think there is a version of Clark who could do just about it, who could justify just about anything, given what she has done.
Tell everyone the names on the list.
What's that?
The list.
That's so true,
She
yeah.
shot glass Jasper and locked him up for trying to tell people.
Oh my God.
Stop playing on her fault.
That's my time.
I just said that to her.
Yeah, there is,
Right,
yeah,
that's
yeah, I think there might be a version of her.
And so, and on a personal question, do you feel like doing the show with Maddie, raising a kid, did you gain any insight into that you think would apply to your personal life with Henry?
I got asked this yesterday, actually, and
Oh, did you?
yeah, no. It's like it's interesting, but no, I think I mean, it would. I would love to. No, I don't. I not necessarily apply any of the Clark Maddie to like me and Henry, but I do wish now that I am a mum, I wish I could go back and do that again because I feel like I could do it better.
That's it?
Yeah.
Someone said how.
How? I like it, just becoming a mum is, it's just it's opened me up so much more, and I think it has greatly improved like how I act, actually, in a positive way, yeah. So there you go. Hello.
These are light questions.
Thank you. It's been a long week.
Two quick ones. In Only Case of Night, your character's British.
Yeah.
So you speak with a British accent. How challenging was it for you in a British accent to mock the Australian accent?
Yes. Very difficult to do, actually. It was surprisingly hard because I wanted it to sound ridiculous.
You did.
I did sound ridiculous.
Job well done.
Job well done. I wanted it to sound ridiculous, and I didn't want people to go, oh, she's just doing her own accent. So I did it quite a few different ways, and made the director laugh and the crew laugh a lot, which was, I felt like I'd done a good job. But yeah, it was hard.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the second question, how's the driving journey going?
Driving?
Yeah.
I'm a boss. I'm so good at driving now.
You're driving
I drive all the time.
in Los Angeles on purpose.
Yes, on purpose. I have a fully fledged license. I've had my license for nearly 2 years. Actually, I've had it for 2 years because Henry, I got it just before I had my photo taken when I was 9 months pregnant. Yeah, it's not a great photo. But yeah, so I love it. I bought my first ever car this year.
Congratulations, you're an adult now.
I grew up, guys.
Car for your son.
It is a,
That means Lola had a car before you.
Lola had a car before you.
Yeah. We both got Beamers.
She crashed her car in Montreal.
Okay, well, I have not done that. I'm a very good driver. I will have you know. Thank you.
By the way, what's harder for you to do, an American accent or a British accent?
Oh, I think British, actually. Yeah, even though I think because it's closer to the Australian accent, it's hard. Yeah.
So I have another fan theory you may or may not have heard of, but in fan fiction, a lot of the ideas are like time travel. So there's one where I think it's like season 3 or 4, post-world is ending. Clark just wakes up back on the dropship with all of her memories. So she knows about Lexa, she knows about Tree Crew and stuff like that. So that she gets to restart from the beginning.
Oh.
It's already been written, but I don't know if you need how you
Never heard about this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And some parts that have Lexa also for memories has it, so either they find each other much quicker.
Oh. So she like gets a do-over?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I'd watch that show. Netflix. We've got an idea for you.
It's a much happier society, and I think they even try to figure out what to do with everyone else. Like I think for Bellamy's character, like how do we prevent him from being bad? So they make him a teacher, and they tell him to be in charge of the children.
I love that. I've never, you guys, I have a confession to make. I've never read fan fiction.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Okay. What? That sounded nice though. Thanks for telling me.
To be fair, Mike, I think this mic is dead, Mike.
Yeah.
No, keep going.
Okay, no, can you hear me now?
Did you just say this mic is dead, Mike?
I did say that, you're welcome, yes. There are some beautiful fan fictions out there. Shout out to the writers of fan fiction of all genres. It takes so much time, and a lot of them now have book deals and movies, and they have transitioned into amazing careers. So
Amazing.
I would never rip on fan fiction writers, but there's a lot out there that might make you a little uncomfortable.
Because it's sexual.
Yeah, so there's you with a lot of different versions of characters in romantic relationships. I'm being very vague.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. It's not just Bellark or Clexa, there's lots of other.
Yeah.
Wow.
But by the way, your best friends are always Raven and Octavia.
I love that.
Yeah.
And sometimes.
I haven't read any
girlfriends.
Cool.
Pardon me. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
You're about to make it.
I'm about to make
You're
it.
about to make it, yeah. So, as a mom, I do want to say that I think, I'm not saying you couldn't do better, but I think the desperation that you played over the safety of Maddie at all costs was on par, you know? Because, I mean, up until that point, it's my people, my friends, and I have a fierce protection for my friends. But that's nothing compared to parents, you know? So the fact that the only thing that makes Clark's character change towards the end of season 7 realistic is being a parent and knowing that, like, you know what, but really, man, you know, like, when it comes to your kid versus the world, I love my friends, but what are you gonna do?
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
So I think that in that way, you did a great job, so props.
Thank you.
Good job, Mom.
We're also Natasha's critic, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so don't be so hard. But my question is, so this thing that someone touched on, the love is weakness with the grounders, right? And then Allie trying to get rid of those hurtful memories, so having to take away memories of relationships, right? And then the Bardoans breaking all those selfish bonds. If you had to complete the love is weakness saying, what would you, love is what? What does the show say in its entirety about what love is? If you had to do one word, like, love is what? And because it's the very end of the con, I'll tell you that some people have said presence, strength, choice, action, courage.
Whoa.
So, just ideas. Like, what do you think the show says about love is what?
Love is everything. It bonds us. It's everything. I mean, I love love.
The show says a lot about it. You did a great job. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I feel like this question is more for Joe, but Eliza, you know it. What is Conageddon?
It's a joke.
It's a joke panel, yeah. What does Conageddon stand for? I'm
It's
assuming
Armageddon and Convention.
That's what I figured. I just didn't know if that was asked or, okay.
What was the answer?
What?
What was the answer?
What's Armageddon and Convention?
What does Conageddon stand for?
I thought it was a question for you.
Well, I mean, no.
Well, if you know it. I don't know if they told you guys what it stands for.
I assume
Well, we came up with it.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
And we didn't want it to be like, you know, in
100
case,
specific.
100 specific in case we
Really
enjoy doing it, which we do, and expand it into other sci-fi shows.
May I mention one called Lost?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just
Lost. I've gotten Shadowhunted. What else have I got?
Nancy Drew!
Nancy Drew, fabulous. Anyone else?
Quantum.
Oh my God.
Supernatural!
Supernatural?
Yes!
Yes. I mean, yeah, that's why we called it Conageddon.
Okay.
So we
makes sense.
could do all of those.
7 more questions. Just
Right.
I just have one more.
Shoot.
If the 100 were to happen in real life, where you were sent to the ground with the original cast from the pilot, who would end up surviving, and would you guys still be the same characters you were in real life?
Joe's dying over there.
I would not have, I mean, I'm
Would you still be in charge?
No. There's no fucking way. There is no way. Yeah, I mean, no. But do you know who is like so incredibly nurturing but also protective and, you know what I'm gonna say, is my husband. Seeing him as a father is like the most, it's just, I have no words, but I think that he would be the calm, confident, collected, protective leader that we would need to survive, which Bellamy was as well,
Right.
except he was a little more mean. Maybe had some selfish reasons for doing what he was doing.
And Chelsea would be your entertainment, obviously.
Sorry?
Chelsea, she would be your entertainment, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
It's my first time meeting her, she's like,
She's
I
amazing.
love her, yeah.
I know, she's like the best.
My money's on Marie.
Yeah.
I think that I would follow her. Although,
Yeah.
although we've learned today that Zach has basically
Oh my God,
a
Zach.
bunker.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
during the apocalypse, we're all going to his house.
Yes.
Yes.
He does have a bunker now?
No, it's not like a
I have money on him building one in the next year.
Okay, great, good to know.
Yeah.
No, but he literally, like, he's not a prepper, but he's got a lot of preparations in case of things.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Zach would be, yeah.
He was
But, and I would just hide, probably.
Probably in the car in the ground, right?
Yeah.
Take Henry and the puppies.
Yes, I would just, yeah, protect the baby.
Oh, thank you, guys.
All right, we have time for one last question. And look, it's Tom.
We've been broadcasting on Instagram Live
Oh.
over the weekend.
What?
Hi, guys.
I said I'd ask a couple of questions. They're easy.
Of course.
Somebody asked about your trip to Egypt.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then the other question is, did you have a favorite scene with Lola?
Oh, cool. Well, my trip to Egypt was like a whirlwind. It was crazy. I basically got on a plane. Well, they told me I was getting on a plane, so I did. And then I got on another plane. It's very far. And then we got there and we just started shooting, and it was hot, and it was, and we were like suddenly at the pyramids, and there was a sphinx, and it was nuts. Like I really, like you could convince me it was a dream, just how quick it was. But it was incredible, and I just can't believe that I got to do that. And then Lola, favorite scene with Lola. I think everything that Lola and I got to do in the first episode of season 5, where it was just the two of us, was so special because it's like you just get like it was like a completely different side of Clark, who's not in survival mode. She's actually like thriving, yeah, and just getting to work with Lola during that time was like, it reminded me of my childhood on set a lot, and I just wanted to make it the best experience for her, and yeah, it was really special, so that's the answer. Yeah.